Hi everybody, this is Osprey from MyChartCoach.com, and today we're going to take a look here at ZGNX and GWPH. Okay, first up is ZGNX. Okay, this had a really nice move on Friday with the positive epilepsy data that came out, and so it really followed through well today with another move up another 11%. You've got RSI and Fasto are both at overbought levels right now. The last two candles have formed above the upper Bollinger Band, currently at 30.36, and EMA4 at 28.80. Those are the two support levels. If the share price does pull back, look at 28.80 as the key level to hold. Many times when you get candles floating above the upper Bollinger Band, the candles do work their way back into the bands. Now, since this had positive FDA news, this could keep pushing higher, and so you need to just follow the charts. If you see here, there's really big volume behind the move. What you want to do is take a look at the weekly chart when a stock is breaking out on the daily chart. ZGNX has been making new 52-week high here, and as you can see here on this weekly chart, it's breaking out to a multi-year high, and it's currently hitting this February 2014 high close resistance level. That's this red line here, currently at about 37.75 or so. And so the share price right now is currently trading above that level. That's going to be the key level to close above for the week. Now this week's candle will not set until the closing bell on Friday. So the candle this week can and will change between now and the closing bell on Friday. Notice that the upper wick on today's this week's candle hit up here on the high of week from back in 2014, and so basically 42 is going to be the big level to break. If it can break above 42, then you could see a run up into the 50s. Once again, notice how this week's candle is floating. Okay, this is this week's candle, and it's floating above the upper Bollinger Band and EMA4. They're all the way down here at 29 and 30. So that is the first big support level of 35 breaks. 35 was the closing price from last week, and so yeah, so this is a really nice move. Notice the giant volume last week, so huge volume behind the move. This has filled the jar back up to 2014 resistance. So that cycle has been completed, and now it's hitting the key resistance that it failed to break back in 2014. So this is where it could find resistance and consolidate. If it can turn this level into support, that's going to signal more upside potential. And what you want to do is take a look at the monthly chart. You want this is the maximum amount of trading for this stock. This is the whole history of trading for ZGNX. And as you can see here, it's breaking out above 2014 resistance. Okay, so that's going to be the key level to hold if it pulls back. Notice how this month's candle is starting off well above the upper Bollinger Band. So it's frothy on both the daily, the weekly, and the monthly chart. Yeah, but keep in mind that the upper Bollinger Band and the EMA4 are rising, and so they are trying to catch up with the candles, but the candles do like to work their way back into the bands. And so if you look here, it's the big resistance level to break now is from 2011. That's about 41 here, just above 40. This is really big resistance. Notice the upper wick hit that level and it pulled back. For this candle, this candle will not set until the closing bell on the last trading day of the month. So this has a long way to go. October just started. Anything can happen. This candle is going to change a lot between now and the last trading day, but I'm just showing you where the next resistance levels are. And as you can see here, this 2010 December closing price is the high close for ZGNX, and that's just around 45 to 46. And so just in the high 45s, that's going to be the big level to break. If you can get a monthly close above that level, then you could see the upper wicks up here on tested up in the 50s. But if it pulls back and you see it drop below 35, that's going to be your red flag, or below 36 and then drops back below 35. That's going to be your signal that the share price is consolidating and that there could be reload levels lower. Okay, so let's take a look at GWPH with with ZGNX having the really good data for their epilepsy drug, that negatively affected, it had an adverse effect on the GWPH share price. They are a competitor. They're coming out with their own epilepsy drug, and so this took a big hit. Right now, Fasto is down at 1230, so it is at oversold levels. There was a giant gap down open on the news on Friday, and notice how there was a bounce. Notice how this candle is an open red candle. That means that even though it was down in the day, it closed above the open. So there were a lot of bottom feeders on Friday. You had people coming in and grabbing shares. But today the bears were once again very strong. They came back and they fought hard and drove the share price down to this 98.51 close. And so notice how that's lined up with this August 21st closing price. That's the key level to break or hold. It needs to hold this level. If it can't hold that, then you've got the closing price over here in June, which is the right about 97 or so. It needs to that would be the next key support level. If this 98.50 level fails to turn into support, if it drops down, you're going to see 97, and then the big level is this 94. Okay, so that's the big support level in June. It launched off of that and had a big rally. So it should get a technical bounce off that level if it is hit. It's trying to bounce off of this. As far as resistance levels go, the candles could work their way back in the bands. The upper Bollinger Bands up here at one, or the lower Bollinger Bands up here at 101. So and then you've got EMA 4 at 103, and so that's the first resistance level on the way back up. So keep an eye on it. We're going to be looking for potential bounce coming up. We just want to be sure to follow the intraday charts. That's the key. If you look here at the weekly chart, you can see that it's hitting the 100-week moving average. That's the gold line here at 96.99. That's the key level to hold. That's lining up with this June support. If that breaks, then you could see a drop down here to the you've got 95, and then it could drop down to the 200-week moving average at 90. Okay, so that's lining up back here. 95 is also this big resistance level from back in 2016. Notice how many candles hit that level and failed to break it. So it's acting as support right now. If there's a drop below, that's going to be a big red flag. And then you really, that 200-week moving average would need to hold. If it broke below that, then you're talking about a drop to the 80s where there's a support down here, and then the chart could get really ugly after that. So we're looking for a technical bounce. We're going to see if it can hold here, and GWPH can try to hold 95 without breaking support. Okay, thank you very much for viewing this video. Please check us out at mychartcoach.com and our YouTube channel at mychartcoach.com for more charts and technical analysis. Thank you.